Every single day, you make choices. What to say, what to do, what to chase, what to avoid. And you think you're making those choices consciously. You think you're in control. But the truth is, something deeper at play, something far more primal. There are invisible forces working underneath your logic, under your habits, behind your words. Forces that don't sleep, that don't ask for permission. They are your 6 fundamental psychological needs, and they shape your life more than your goals, your upbringing, or even your personality. They are not desires, they are not preferences, they are needs, hardwired into every human being on this planet. It doesn't matter where you were born, what your job is, or how successful you've become. These needs are pulling the strings, writing the script, and driving your behavior. You might think you're making a financial decision, a romantic decision, a career move. But underneath all of it, your mind is doing one thing, trying to meet these 6 needs. And the way you prioritize them determines your identity, your destiny, and your daily experience of life. That's why 2 people can go through the exact same event, divorce, bankruptcy, failure, and respond in completely different ways. One breaks, one collapses, one conquers. The difference isn't in the event. The difference is how their needs are being met or violated. These needs explain why you stay in patterns that hurt you, why you sabotage your own progress, why you settle for less even when you know you were made for more. Because as long as your needs are being met, even in destructive ways, you'll keep repeating the cycle. You'll keep playing small, calling it a safe. You'll keep settling, calling it a normal. You'll keep hurting yourself, calling it a necessary. And you won't even know you're doing it because these forces don't speak to you in language. They speak through emotion, through urgency, through instinct. Through instinct. They pull you toward comfort or push you away from pain. They whisper in your moments of fear and scream in your moments of silence. They're the reason you chase validation. The reason you hesitate before taking a risk. The reason you explode when you feel disrespected, or go numb when you feel alone. And until you bring these needs into the light, they will continue to direct your life from the shadows. Would you like the next section? The power of awareness, expanded in the same style. You can't change what you don't know exists. You can't take back control of your life until you first understand what's been driving it. Most people are running on autopilot. They wake up, go through the motions, react to problems, seek distractions, repeat. They chase success without knowing why they want it. They stay in relationships that drain them without asking what they're actually afraid of. They avoid risk and call it wisdom, when really it's fear wrapped in logic. And underneath it all, their actions are being dictated by needs they've never even named. Awareness is the beginning of power. It's what separates a life of reaction from a life of intention. Because the moment you become aware of the needs that are running your decisions, certainty, variety, significance, love, growth, contribution, you stop being a puppet. You stop blaming other people. You stop needing everything outside you to change so you can finally feel peace. You start looking inward. You start asking real questions. You start seeing your patterns. The way you reach for food when you're anxious. The way you shut down emotionally to protect yourself from rejection. The way you work yourself to the bone just to feel like you matter. It all becomes visible. And once you can see it, you can begin to shift it. Most people think they need more willpower, more motivation, more time. But none of that matters if you don't understand what you're really trying to get from your actions. You're not just chasing success, you're chasing certainty. You're not just avoiding failure. You're avoiding loss of love or significance. And when you live unaware, you become a slave to these needs. You spend your energy reacting instead of creating. You follow the same loop, hoping for a different outcome, calling it fate, calling it bad luck, calling it who you are. Would you like me to expand Keynote 3? Certainty next in the same high-impact tone? Every human being has a deep, unshakable need for certainty. The need to feel safe, to feel stable, to feel in control. It's the part of you that wants to know the sun will rise tomorrow, that your job will be there next week, that the people you love won't walk away. Certainty is comfort. It's survival. It's the instinct that kept your ancestors alive, and it's still running in the background of your decisions every single day. Whether it's financial security, emotional consistency, or just the same morning coffee at the same table, at the same time, with the same playlist, you're meeting this need whether you know it or not. Some people chase certainty through routine. They build systems, they plan, they control. A network error occurred. Please check your connection and try again. If this issue persists, please contact us through our help center at helpopeneye.com. While one part of you is desperately clinging to certainty, another part of you is screaming for the opposite. The part that's starving for the unknown, for surprise, for stimulation, for the thrill of not knowing what's coming next. This is the second human need, variety. The drive for change, for contrast, for adventure. Without it, life becomes dull, predictable, flat. Predictable, flat. Because no matter how safe you are, if you're not emotionally alive, it starts to feel like you're not living at all. That's why you watch movies that scare you. Why you listen to new music, take impulsive trips, try new restaurants, chase different partners. It's why some people create drama out of thin air, because conflict is more stimulating than boredom. It's why people start arguments just to feel something. It's why we escape into our phones, into games, into fantasies, because the brain craves novelty. Even chaos is better than emotional stillness. Some people find variety in art, in travel, and taking risks that elevate their lives. Others find it in sabotage, in gambling, in cheating, in destruction. Because when you don't find healthy ways to meet this need, you'll still meet it, just through pain, confusion, or unpredictability that tears things down instead of building something greater. Would you like the next section? Significance, expanded now in this same powerful tone. At the core of every human soul is the need to feel significant. To feel like you matter. That you're different. That you're not just another face in the crowd, another voice in the noise, another body moving through life unnoticed. Significance is the need to feel important, to feel valued, to feel worthy of attention, of respect, of admiration. And people will do almost anything to meet it. They'll sacrifice love. They'll trade connection. They'll even destroy themselves or others just to feel like they count. This is why someone becomes obsessed with status. It's why someone else always has to be right. It's why some people dominate conversations, why others shrink into silence, thinking that being invisible protects them, but deep down still aching to be seen. Significance can drive greatness. It can make someone push beyond limits, master their craft, lead a movement, rise above average. But it can also isolate, because when significance becomes your top need, connection starts to feel like a threat. And if you've ever had to choose between being loved and being right, between being accepted and being powerful, between fitting in and standing out, you've felt this war inside you. Some seek significance through contribution. Others seek it through control. Some demand it. Others manipulate for it by birth for it. Some create. Others destroy. Because if you can't be celebrated, you'll settle for being feared. If you can't be loved for who you are, you'll try to be respected for what you do. And if you can't get respect, sometimes you'll settle for attention. Even if it costs you everything. Would you like me to expand need #4? Love and connection next. We are wired to connect. Every human being, no matter how strong, independent, or guarded, has a deep, aching need to feel bonded, to feel seen, to feel understood. Love is not just a desire, it's a survival instinct. It's why we reach for someone in the dark, why we hold on during the storm, why a single word, a glance, a touch can either heal you or break you. This is the need for love and connection, the need to belong, to attach, to know that you're not alone in this world. People will do almost anything to meet this need. They'll betray themselves to be accepted. They'll stay in toxic relationships just to avoid feeling abandoned. They'll silence their voice just to keep the peace. Connection can feel like oxygen. And when we can't find love, we'll settle for attention. When we can't find attention, we'll settle for conflict. Because even pain is better than being invisible. People chase love through their children, through their friends, through their work, through strangers online. Some look for it in silence. Some demand it with volume. Some give endlessly, hoping someone finally gives back. Others shut down, pretending they don't need it, but their whole body is starving for closeness, for affection, for something real. And yet love is the most misunderstood force in the human experience, because the way we try to get it often pushes it away. We fear rejection, so we don't open up. We fear vulnerability, so we pretend to be fine. We fear being hurt again, so we build walls so high that even the people who love us most can't get through. And still the need never dies. It waits beneath the armor, beneath the ego, beneath the pride. Would you like me to continue with need #5? Growth in the same tone. If you're not growing, you're done. It doesn't matter how successful you are, how much money you've made, how much you've achieved. If you're standing still on the inside, life starts to shrink. Growth is not a luxury. It's a psychological and spiritual necessity. It's the force that pulls you toward your potential. It's the restless voice in your head that says, there's more in you than this. It's the hunger to evolve, to stretch, to become someone today that your past self wouldn't even recognize. Growth is progress, and progress equals fulfillment. You can be winning by the world's standards and still feel empty if you're not expanding who you are. Because deep down, we all crave that feeling of becoming more. It's why we take on challenges that scare us. It's why we set goals we're not sure how to reach. It's why we put ourselves through pain, through pressure, through failure. Because on the other side of that discomfort is growth. Real growth never comes wrapped in comfort. It comes wrapped in resistance. It shows up in late nights, in broken plans, in the voice that tells you to quit and the moment you decide not to. Some people grow through knowledge, others through pain, some through loss, some through pushing past what they thought they were capable of. But the common thread is this: they don't settle, they don't shrink, they don't use the past as a ceiling. Because once you stop growing, you start settling for repetition instead of transformation. You start making choices based on who you were, not who you could be. And when that happens, even the wins start to feel meaningless. The days blur together, the energy fades, the aliveness disappears. Because growth is the evidence that you're still alive, still becoming, still evolving into who you were designed to be. At the core of every truly fulfilled life lies the need to contribute, to give, to make a difference beyond yourself. Contribution is what separates those who live for themselves from those who live for something greater. It's the force that makes you rise above your own survival instincts, your own ego, and start pouring into others. It's the power that turns pain into purpose. Contribution is the heartbeat of significance. It's how you take all that you've been through, all that you've learned, and pass it on, not because you want something in return, but because it's the truest expression of what you are. This need is what drives philanthropists, teachers, activists, coaches, and leaders. It's the thing that makes them wake up each day with a fire in their hearts, knowing they're doing something that lasts beyond their own life. Contribution is the ultimate form of connection. When you give, you're saying, I see you, I hear you, I'm with you. It's why we get a rush when we help someone in need, when we share knowledge, when we offer a hand without expecting anything in return. Contribution doesn't always have to be grand. It can be as simple as a kind word, a moment of presence, a genuine smile when someone's having a bad day. It's not about the size of the action, it's the energy behind it. But make no mistake, contribution can also be the most terrifying need, because giving means letting go of control. It means becoming vulnerable. It means that you are asking, how can I serve? Instead of a what can I get? And that's where the shift happens. Because when you stop focusing on accumulating for yourself, you open up a channel for something far more powerful, a sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing you've made a difference, no matter how big or small. When you contribute, you step into your higher self. You stop being a victim of your circumstances. You stop measuring your worth by what you get and start measuring it by what you give. And in that space, something magical happens. Life becomes meaningful, not because of what you've achieved, but because of what you've shared. Now that you understand the 6 psychological needs driving every decision you make, the question is, who is in control? Are you the one driving your life, or are you simply reacting to the unconscious forces that have been running the show all along? You cannot change what you don't understand. You cannot shift what you cannot see. But the moment you identify these needs, certainty, variety, significance, love and connection, growth and contribution, you can take back the power that's always been yours. You don't have to be a victim of your needs. You don't have to let them dictate your life anymore. You don't have to let them make your choices for you. Because here's the truth. You can rewire how you meet these needs. You don't have to meet them in the old ways that hold you back, keep you stuck, or keep you playing small. The key is conscious choice. You get to decide how you fulfill them, Manig. Decide how you fulfill them. You get to choose the path you take, the way you act, the way you react. You can meet your need for certainty by seeking stability in your emotions, your habits, your mindset, not by staying in the same dead-end job or avoiding change. You can meet your need for variety by seeking growth, adventure, and challenge that elevates you, not by creating drama or chaos that brings you down. You can meet your need for significance by building a life of service and impact, not through ego-driven power struggles or by looking for external validation. Every day you are meeting these needs. The question is, how are you meeting them? If you're feeling stuck, frustrated, or unfulfilled, it's because you've been meeting these needs in ways that aren't aligned with your highest potential. You've been giving into the old patterns, the ones that keep you small, that keep you in fear, that keep you repeating the same old story over and over. But the moment you wake up to these patterns, the moment you understand that you don't have to be driven by unconscious forces anymore, you step into a place of choice. And from that place, you can create the life you truly want. You can design a life that's driven by conscious, empowered decisions. A life that fulfills your needs in ways that elevate you, inspire you, and move you toward your highest self. You can begin to meet these needs in a way that empowers others too. You can take your power back, and instead of living in reaction, you live in creation. You live in creation. Instead of being controlled by forces outside of you, you become the one who decides what your life will be about. Because once you understand these needs, you can finally understand yourself. You can see where you've been holding yourself back, where you've been sabotaging your growth, where you've been chasing empty validations. And when you change how you meet these needs, everything in your life changes. Your relationships, your work, your body, your happiness, your legacy. The greatest power you have is the power to choose how you meet your needs, how you show up in the world, and who you become. When you master that choice, you master your life. And there's nothing that can stop you from stepping into the full greatness you were born to experience. This concludes the expansion of all 9 keynotes in the high-energy, motivational style. Would you like to move forward with putting these together into a full speech or make further adjustments to the tone or content?